Father Miguel sat alone in his dimly lit office, the soft hum of the monitors filling the silence around him. Ever since a string of burglaries had unsettled the parish, he had made it his nightly ritual to review the footage from the newly installed hidden cameras, hoping to spot anything out of place. Night after night, the screens revealed only empty hallways, shifting shadows, and the occasional flicker of a faulty light. Tonight seemed no different, until it wasn't. Suddenly, a familiar figure appeared on one of the screens. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tegel. Miguel's breath caught in his throat. The cardinal moved with caution, seemingly unaware of the camera's gaze. What he did next would leave Miguel questioning everything he thought he knew. The events that led to this moment had begun 2 weeks earlier. The parish had been bustling with activity, filled with excitement over Cardinal Tegel's impending visit. News of his arrival spread quickly through the town, and the community rallied to prepare. Families arrived at the church hours early, filling the pews and even spilling into the courtyard, eager to glimpse the man known far and wide for his compassion, humility, and steadfast dedication to the faith. Father Miguel, stationed at the main entrance, adjusted his collar nervously. He had met the cardinal before, but something about this visit felt different. There was a weight to it. As a sleek black car pulled into the gravel driveway, Miguel stepped forward, his palms clammy despite the cool evening breeze. When the cardinal stepped out, his warm smile and slight bow immediately set people at ease. "Your Eminence," Miguel greeted him, bowing deeply. Tegel's demeanor was gracious and serene, his very presence lifting the spirits of the weary congregation. For a community strained by recent troubles, his arrival felt like a balm, restoring hope and unity. Inside the church, the cardinal moved with ease through the crowd, shaking hands, offering blessings, and speaking with genuine interest to everyone he met. Miguel watched from a distance, marveling at the cardinal's charisma and humility. Despite his high rank, Tegel carried himself like a servant of the people. Yet amidst the warmth of the evening, Miguel noticed something strange. Clara, the church housekeeper, stood near the sacristy, shrouded in shadows. Usually composed, she appeared tense, her hands clasped tightly and her eyes flickering repeatedly toward the cardinal, as if waiting for something. When the cardinal finally approached her, Clara stepped forward and whispered something. Miguel couldn't hear the words, but he saw Tegel nod calmly. Without a word, Clara turned and left the room, her pale face betraying an emotion Miguel couldn't identify. The exchange unsettled him. Clara's behavior was out of character, especially in the presence of someone so revered. He tried to dismiss it as nerves, but a strange unease clung to him. Later that night, just as Miguel was preparing for bed, his phone buzzed. Groggy, he glanced at the caller ID, the church's security company. His stomach sank. After weeks of quiet, a late-night call could only mean trouble. "Father Miguel," the operator said, "we detected unusual activity near the east corridor. You may want to review footage from camera 3. Heart pounding, Miguel dressed quickly and hurried to the office. The church was silent, moonlight casting long shadows through the stained glass windows. He sat before the monitors, pulled up the footage, and fast-forwarded to the time in question. The screen showed the same calm hallways, until, just after 11 p.m., a figure emerged. Miguel's breath hitched. It was Cardinal Tegel. The cardinal moved with deliberate caution, glancing over his shoulder, scanning the corridor. Miguel leaned closer, his pulse quickening. Why would the cardinal be roaming the church at such an hour? The footage grew more disturbing. The cardinal approached Clara's quarters, his movements measured and intentional. He paused, hovered his hand over the doorknob, looked down the hallway once more, then slipped inside. Miguel froze. The secrecy, the tension, it all felt wrong. He replayed the footage, scrutinizing every moment. The cardinal's actions seemed calculated, almost rehearsed. Miguel whispered to himself. What could he be doing in Clara's room? Dark thoughts crept into his mind, despite his efforts to push them away. The implications weighed heavily on him, stirring confusion, doubt, and dread. As dawn broke, the warmth of morning light failed to ease the cold tension that gripped the parish. The usual prayers and greetings were replaced by hushed whispers and sideways glances. Despite Miguel's best efforts to contain the matter, rumors of the cardinal's late-night visits had begun to spread. That evening, Miguel returned to the security office. He reviewed the footage again, hands trembling as he watched. Frame by frame, it confirmed what he feared. Night after night, Cardinal Tegel left his quarters, walked the dim corridors, and entered Clara's room, sometimes for over an hour. In one frame, the cardinal beckoned Clara forward. Her shoulders hunched, and she approached slowly, as if shielding herself. When she finally exited, her eyes were red, as though she had been crying. Miguel was tormented. To confront the cardinal could mean jeopardizing everything. His position, his reputation, even the unity of the church. But to remain silent felt equally wrong. With a heavy heart, Miguel made his decision. He knocked on the cardinal's door. It opened almost at once, and Tegel greeted him with a serene smile. "Father Miguel," he said kindly. "What brings you here at this hour?" Miguel hesitated, then stepped inside. The cardinal invited him to sit. And then, with quiet gravity, he revealed the truth. Clara had been battling severe depression. She had sought spiritual guidance in secrecy, hoping to preserve her dignity and avoid the stigma. Miguel sat in stunned silence, the weight of his assumptions crashing down. As he left the cardinal's quarters, a new resolve settled in him, to temper judgment with compassion, to walk forward not in suspicion, but in understanding. For faith, he now realized, demands not only belief, but wisdom, humility, and grace in the face of uncertainty.